Okay, I would like you to turn to the person beside you and say, very nice seeing you. We will talk when the presentations are over. That way we can all enjoy the presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tommy Smyth. I have the honour of being your MC tonight. You know, it's always a great honour when you get together to kick off the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And tonight is actually the kick-off event for the St. Patrick's Day Parade in 2017. It may seem like it's a long way away, but it's not really. Especially when you're older like I am, it comes very quick. It really comes very quick. I am delighted tonight to see such a wonderful crowd here. It's incredible to know how much this parade means to the Irish and Irish American community in not just New York, but in the United States. It's not often that you can say you belong to the biggest and best parade in the world, but every one of you can say that tonight. Not just the biggest and best St. Patrick's Day Parade, but the biggest and best parade in the world. And that's the way it's going to stay. It's an exciting night tonight when we get together and we find out where the Grand Marshal for next year is going to be, and we get a chance to, in the flesh, press that person's hand. Believe me, it's an unbelievable honour. I should know, I was the Grand Marshal in 2008. I was lucky enough to be Grand Marshal of this parade, and it is the biggest award you will ever get. Thank you. Events like tonight just don't happen. It takes a very hard-working committee to make an event like tonight happen. And I would be very remiss if I started to thank individuals. So I would say collectively to the committee who made this happen, thank you very much. Your hard work is appreciated, and you can see the fruits of your labour. Just look around this room. I also realise that there are many dignitaries in the room, but I'm old-fashioned enough to know, and I've done enough of these, that I'm not going to start introducing anybody, because you're never perfect. You always leave one out. And I'll tell you one thing, you will hear about it as well. So that's not happening tonight, folks, but we are delighted that everybody is here. We welcome you, and we know that it's going to be a great St. Patrick's Day. We are on Irish soil tonight. I know you are used to having the Irish national anthem first, but you're standing in Ireland tonight, so we're going to call one of New York's own, a man who we claim a kind of ownership to as well, even though he's a New Yorker, but we're always delighted to have him, and we're going to call on Andy Cooney to sing the American national anthem. Goes first tonight, folks.
Thank you, Tommy. I want to hear all your voices loudly and clearly, all right? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Andy. It is now my pleasure to introduce a young woman from my own native county, the wee county of Louth, and she will sing Aron na Bhíon. Cathy MaGuire to sing the Irish national anthem. Give her a nice round of applause, folks. much, Andy. Thank you very much, Cathy. I'm glad I didn't have to do it. I remember being pressed into service one night singing the anthems at an event, and Sean O'Shea, as a very glib Kerry man, he walking out the door, he said to me, "Well, that's a new one." He said, "It's the first time I've ever heard both anthems sang in the wrong key." At this point in time, it's my great pleasure to introduce a gentleman who is going to give us the invocation tonight. Very well known, he's a chaplain of the NYPD. Would you please welcome Father Brendan Gormley.
Before we begin with the invocation, I'd like to just pause in remembrance and prayer for a moment. My friend, Joe Quinlivan. Joe, who is not here with us in body this evening, but he most certainly would be. A great supporter of the parade, member of the Knights of St. Patrick, and a person who, along with his wife Kay, truly embodied the spirit of my heritage and my country, looking both back to Ireland as well as being firmly grounded here in the United States. Joe passed away this week. So I ask you to join in prayer, asking God to have mercy on him. Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord. May perpetual light shine upon him. May his soul and all the souls of faith departed, through mercy of God, rest in peace. I don't know if you know the story of the very first St. Patrick's Day parade. St. Patrick himself was there. He was. The story is that he was getting ready to pass through some hostile territory of a Druid king, along with 20 of his followers. And that the night before they were to pass through, he composed a prayer. We now call it the St. Patrick's Lorica, St. Patrick's Deer Song, because they prayed that prayer together, and as they passed through the territory of the king's soldiers saw not St. Patrick and his followers, but rather 21 deer. The very first St. Patrick's Day parade. So we prepare, not for the first, but for the 255th march up Fifth Avenue. We ask God's blessings upon this parade, that we indeed may, following the wonderful example both of St. Patrick and of Joe, remember what unites us is far more important than what divides us. And take pride in our faith, our heritage, and our friendship. All those good things. We also remember those in need, those who cannot, for whatever reason, join us on March 17th, those who are also suffering from diseases, from alcoholism, from depression. We remember them, and in that spirit of fraternity and unity and communion, we offer a prayer for them, that they, like us, on March 17th, walk up with our Grand Marshal, beautiful, bright, shiny day. I won't read the whole Lorica, but I'll read the part that is the best known, and believe it or not, for me, the shortest. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of every man who speaks of me, Christ in the eye that sees me, Christ in the ear that hears me. I rise today through mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness, the Creator of creation. And may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you much, Father Gormley. I'm not sure about that story because I was there and I don't remember him. That's another story. Okay, if you see a young lady going around with a microphone and a phone up, she's not calling home or anything. We are streaming this live on Facebook tonight. Cathy MaGuire, she's an assistant right there on front. There you go, the microphone is up. So, you know, if you're on a phone, let your friends at home know that this has been streamed live on Facebook and they can all share and be a part of it. Okay, we are delighted tonight to introduce to you a woman who certainly doesn't need an introduction in her own house. But we're delighted that she allowed us all to come visit her tonight. I think the kettle is on the back, the tea will eventually be made. We certainly are very happy tonight to be here on such a happy occasion, and she is going to bring us even more happy news. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to introduce to you the woman who is representing the Irish government here tonight. She's our Consulate General, Barbara Jones. Give her a nice round of applause, folks.